We are rolling. Welcome, Danielle Maltby, to the Big Idea Podcast. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are all of you?
So good.
I love podcasting.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
It's so much fun. I feel like I'm really getting outside of my box. And I've never been one to I get mad at people and they're like, "You're just a nurse. You're just this. Why do you think you can do all this other stuff?" And it's like, I don't want to be put in a box. There's still an element of safety inside the box for baby steps into uncomfortable things, because it's in that uncomfortable phase where you actually learn and grow and change. I'm treating this as a really big growing experience.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, Brene Brown talks about that all the time. Mm-hmm. Like getting outside of your box,
Yeah.
The power of vulnerability. I was talking to my friend Julia Cole last night, and it's like, "You heard of Brene Brown?" She's like, "No." Sent her the YouTube at the TED Talk, the one that made her famous. Mm-hmm. Have you seen it, JP? You can be vulnerable too as a man. There's power in the vulnerability.
It is such a powerful tool. And not many people, it's scary to step into it.
Sure.
But there's no scarier place than being vulnerable.
Right.
But being able to accept that and acknowledge that in other people, it's a magical place.
Yeah, I think you're starting to see, men specifically, for a long time, it's you got to be one way.
Yes.
And you're finally starting to see it's being celebrated when men are vulnerable.
I like a good balance. I like a man that can be vulnerable and emotional, but can also, chop down a tree and build me a fire. Keep me warm.
Right.
Yeah.
All those things are good,
Yeah.
I don't care. I cry whenever I feel like I need to cry.
Yeah. Crying is an incredible release. I'm a woman, apparently we cry a lot, but there's something to be said for just, sitting in the shower and just having a really good cry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have experienced that. Mm-hmm. I don't cry that often, but I don't think there's anything wrong with men crying. My dad was always telling me don't ever try to hold back crying, son. It was like talks that he had with me. It's okay to cry. I remember
That's amazing. What a woke dad.
Yeah.
I love that.
He's a sensitive man.
My dad is too.
Yeah.
Walk to Remember, cried.
What is it?
A Walk to Remember with Mandy Moore.
Oh.
My daddy cried.
Oh.
But his first girlfriend had died of cancer too, so that was really struck a note with him. But he's a sweet, sensitive man.
Yeah, as a woman, when you see your father cry or an older man cry, when it's a genuine thing, what's your experience with that?
I've seen my dad cry on a few different occasions. He cried for my senior dance recital, and it was just a sweet "I'm just so proud of you" cry. At A Walk to Remember. But then I've also seen him cry when our family was going through some really difficult things and a really difficult loss, and just seeing him so hurt and broken was oh my God, Dad, how do I make this better for you and make sure this never happens again?
I remember and I might start crying talking about this story, but let's see where it goes.
Okay.
Whenever I got arrested, I was 3 weeks after my 20th birthday, I got arrested. My parents didn't know I was doing what I was doing, and it was, I ended up, I was facing 15 years in prison. It was awful. But my dad went and picked me up. I'd gotten locked up. He went to go bail me out. And so I hadn't seen him at all, and my dad was very, very strict growing up. So I expected him to be just livid with me. I just got arrested for manufacturing, selling drugs. Mm-hmm. And the door opens to the, you have the glass on one side and my dad's on the other side. And he is bawling, uncontrollably, that his son, who he loved, just completely screwed up and maybe ruined his life. Mm-hmm. He was scared. It was a fear of losing me. Mm-hmm. And it was touching. I'll never forget that. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the vulnerability where I actually felt more of a connection to my dad at that moment than ever before. Yeah. And I think if he would have reacted differently, with anger or whatever I expected him to, I would have not turned out as well.
Yeah. And that's almost like what you were prepared for. You were prepared for maybe that initial like anger and like that, like you were maybe like on edge and stuff to like face him and see like how you would have to react to that too.
I was planning on going to shoot myself. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was his reaction. Stopped that.
Yeah.
So it was like that. It was a horrible time, and to be able to talk, I haven't talked about it in a while, but to think about the mindset that, a parent's love and reaction, caused me to not do that. I'm not sure I would have gone through. That was my plan. I thought my life was over.
Yeah.
Like everything's over. It was like, my dad's going to be screaming at me, but he knew. Like after that, like when I did get out, I mean, the car ride home was even, it was like, how do we help you?
Yeah.
It was the opposite of what I expected. And I experienced that unconditional love. So it's a beautiful thing. So yeah, men crying is something that I think you're starting to see a little bit more. I always talk about it.
Yeah.
I want men to be more manly, because there's like a sissification in a way, but at the same time there's a balance of, you can be a man, as you were saying, and you wanted all the things, but all those things were very reasonable.
Yeah.
In what you want.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I almost think it makes a man more manly to be able to be in touch with, maybe not more manly, but just like more human, to be able to be in touch with like both those parts of yourself. Like that makes you more whole. And I think that's a really attractive quality.
Yeah. I mean, to have that, it's real human connection. I mean, right now we have, it's the social media, and I like what Bornay said. It's like, I'm putting my best life up against your best life, and let's see how many likes we get. It's the highlight reel. Yeah. But that's not real life. I mean, real life is human connection. It's experiencing the whatever your family went through, and your dad crying and having that connection. It's real friendships. It's kindness and generosity, and those things that it's kind of hard to feel that with the highlight reels online. It's what you feel in person when you really
you feel like
it.
you have to like live up to everyone else's highlight reel, and you get caught in that like comparison game. And I mean, I'm guilty of it. I've been really trying to work more on making like my social media presence just real, but that's also another vulnerable thing, to step in and be like, you know what? I'm dealing with this, and I'm dealing with this, and I know you guys are all dealing with it too, but I'm going to put it out for hundreds of thousands of people to judge me for.
Right. Yeah, and that's vulnerability, and I think that people can connect to the realness more than the fakeness per se. You know?
Yeah. Well, and it's not necessarily that it's fake; it's just the highlights.
Sure.
The
highlights.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I look at it like I look at the highlights, and I put some things out every now and then, and I'll get messages like, "Hey, and it's true. This is interesting. For me, like in a business sense, I've got to keep a specific way of being online or in public.
Yeah.
And it's not real though. I mean, it's like I get frustrated with it. I'm like, I could. This is who I am. That's one of the reasons I love the podcast model.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is, but talking about things that are difficult without sounding like a victim can be tough. And
Definitely.
There's a balance, because we are heavily judged by what we put out there. And yeah.
Well, everything affects like the brand, or everything. Like you have to be careful what you put out, because it could, or like what stories you get tagged in, because it could look bad on like your work. So many employers look at social media and Instagram and Facebook and stuff before they even hire you, which I don't necessarily think is fair, but it's also out there for you to be judged on.
Right. Yeah, it's interesting. we'll see how everything turns out in the next 5 or so years.
Yeah.
With with social media. I mean, Instagram's owned by Facebook. Facebook had changed their algorithm so many times to where the reach wasn't as big with the followers on Facebook. Like you post something, nobody really sees it unless it's paid.
It's the same on Instagram right now.
Yeah, I mean I think you have more of a reach on Instagram than you do on Facebook, but it's
there's
it's going away. I think it's going to paid eventually. It's going to be like in 5 years be a lot of paid marketing just to get it out to your list.
Well, yeah. There's so many different things with the algorithm. Like you have to get so many likes on a photo and so much engagement and so many comments before it'll get pushed and like come up like at the top of someone's feed.
Yeah.
Even people that like you love and like actually care about what they're posting. Like I don't see half the stuff.
Right. Times are changing, and you got to think about this. Like, so just 15 years ago, there's really no Facebook or Instagram.
No.
And so we don't even.
Facebook started like my senior year of college. So that was like 2000.
What year was that? There you go. Yeah, something like that, though.
2005. Yeah, like 15 years ago. I feel like I've aged very well.
Yeah, you have aged well, Danielle.
Yeah, I think so.
If I were to just meet you, I wouldn't think that you're a day over. I'm just kidding. No, I'd say, yeah.
Someone thought I was 21 the other day. I'm like, You're just lying now. You are seriously lying.
Last time I was in Nashville, I like my room, there was just stuff cluttered everywhere. And I go to the closet and I'm like, what is all this stuff?
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I'm cleaning it all out. So I cleaned out my closet. And
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Do you want to clean out my closet?
No. I mean, epic. And
Were they? I mean, was it? I'm imagining. I was imagining, like, do you remember Lee pipes and like Jenko jeans? Like that's the leather kind of or was it like cinched at the ankle?
They were baggy.
Okay.
They were baggy leather, baggy leather pants.
I mean, did you at least like bring them to like Buffalo Exchange or something? I mean, like they probably would have bought those for a good chunk of money.
I think that they did take them to like Goodwill or something, the bags. So somebody could be wearing these, pretty soon.
Someone's gonna pull those up and be like, "Oh my god."
Yeah, one day I
these are perfect for the rave next weekend.
Exactly. Now one day I brought them out for Satterfield. I was like, I put them on, and I said, Satterfield. He's like, oh my god.
I can imagine John's face right now.
Yeah, it was.
Did he want to try them on next?
No, actually.
Okay, good.
No. He said, wait, stay right there. And I'm like, no, you're not getting a picture. He's like, wait, nope. And I ran away. Didn't want to get a picture. I mean, Satterfield, if you're listening, get over it. We're talking about you, man. No, all good things about Satterfield. What he's done with Hope's Song, I mean, that was a gutsy move.
I'm so proud of him for that.
Yeah.
It's been so neat just to kind of like watch him grow in that area.
Yeah.
And just kind of evolve. He's evolved a lot as a human.
He has evolved a lot. He's got a big heart, and did you hear the song that Bornay and
I know, I was about to be John Wesley Satterfield. It's so accurate.
Sad Bastard Songs and Beat Up Martin. Singing words you probably should have said. So how's the podcast going?
The podcast is going great. The WOMED is doing really well. I got to interview Dr. Pimple Popper, which
really?
Yes,
wow.
She is fantastic. She is such a kind woman. I literally just reached out to her on a whim. I was like, there is no way she's gonna see this. But like I emailed their like contact thing on her skin care like website. And they forwarded it to the PR department, and then the PR department emailed me. They're like, so Dr. Lee is very interested in doing this. Would you, what times do you have available? I was like, oh shit. Oh my God.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And she's the doctor who pops the pimples on YouTube?
Yes, and on TLC.
And on TLC.
Yeah, she has a show.
Pimples.
It's not just pimples, it's like other like cancerous tumors and stuff that she'll remove, other like dermatology, like just issues. Like there's so many different skin conditions, and she just works on like helping treat these different conditions. Yeah,
Interesting.
she's phenomenal. But yeah, all I have to say, the podcast is doing really great. My co-host is going to be stepping down, so I'm really bummed about that, but she's such an awesome human, and it's just just an area for growth, for my own personal growth, and stepping into things that make me uncomfortable, like speaking by myself and interviewing people.
Yeah.
All things to learn.
You're going to do great.
I mean, like, I think I will. It's just, we all doubt ourselves.
Yeah, sure.
Got that little doubt buddy. I don't want to call him a buddy, a little doubt person.
The little doubt monster.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, everybody has a doubt, but I do think you're going to do great. It's not like you haven't done a bunch of podcasts so far.
Yeah.
Now it's just you're the main host.
Yes.
You just talk to people. I mean, right? Podcasting, people talk about it's difficult and blah, 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 blah. I was told that. And I'm like, no, it's just talking to people, right? If we can't talk to people.
Yeah. I mean, like, it depends, I think, on the format. Yours is so broad. Like, we can just, like, go off on different tangents and conversations. But I feel like with mine, it's so much more focused on, like, what this particular person is doing in like the medical field, what their like education was, what what hardships and stuff they've been facing. Which yours, well, no, like you talk about everything about the person too. So I don't know. Maybe I'm making it harder than it has to be. I'm really good at doing that.
We're actually listening to you have a conversation with yourself right now. This is fascinating.
My brain is a weird place.
Oh, it's good. It's good. Well, I mean, you totally got it though. Like you're gonna just rock it out and don't worry about it.
I hope so. I'm excited. I actually got to my friend Caitlin has this like massive podcast, and she was doing a tour, and she's just been so inspirational in this, and just like watching her lead and just how she like interacts with people. Like she sold out the House of Blues theater in Dallas, and like had all of us just come on, and we did these different segments and like played these different games on this podcast, and it was just so wild. And I was like, I want to do this, but with like nursing students. Like, let's do a nursing school tour, and I'll do like live Q&As, and we'll make it like really fun, and yeah, but like with nursing students or like docs or like med students and stuff. Yeah.
So are you gonna do it?
Yeah.
When?
2020 is gonna be a big year.
Oh yeah, what is? We're almost at the end of the year.
Yeah.
What's your plans for 2020?
Oh my God, I have so many plans. I am writing a book. I am going to get the WOMED, like really, like I want to get it to like a certain number of downloads, and I really want to do like some of these like nursing school tours. I think they're a lot of fun. They're a really great way to like interact with people, and just continue. I feel like I'm really onto something with the WOMED, and I just want to keep growing it. But I'm also going to go back to Kenya too.
Oh wow,
So.
that's great. When's is that like a date planned yet or what?
Hopefully in July. Another woman that I'm going to be interviewing on the podcast, she used to work oncology or pediatric oncology, and she started a orphanage and a hospital in Kenya, a pediatric hospital. So I'm like, can I come over and work like that? That sounds great to me. So I'm actually working on getting like a little group of people together to try and do that in July. So
That'll be awesome.
yeah, I'm really excited.
Yeah.
And there's another guest that I might be going down to Mexico, because she's a nurse practitioner, but she's also in the Army Reserves, and she's like works in the OR, but she's been doing a lot of volunteering at the containment camps and stuff.
Oh,
down at the border.
okay.
So
Wow.
she's like, if you want to come down and we could do this interview in person and you can volunteer. And I was like, yeah, I want to help a bunch of people. So, yeah.
That's
Then I'll
cool.
swing by Chipsa.
Hey, come on down.
I never have been.
You've never been to Chipsa?
No.
Oh my gosh.
That was really bad grammar. Sorry about that. I never. Yeah, no, I still haven't been to Chipsa.
Wow. You gotta, yeah. Hey, come down to Kenya. Do you guys need doctors?
Yeah.
We could send, a couple doctors down there if you wanted.
Oh my God, that would be amazing.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll talk about that afterwards. But I think our doctors would love that. Mm-hmm. And we have a lot of younger doctors, so they're like, 28, 30 years old. New doctors.
Time to adventure.
Yes, they would absolutely love it.
Yeah.
So, well, cool. So you got a big. What was the highlights of your 2019?
Oh my God, I love 2019. Starting the podcast was probably one of the biggest highlights. And actually stepping away from the bedside and, all the personal growth that I've done this year has been amazing. There's been a lot of people coming into my life and some people leaving it, but I've learned so much this year. This year's been such a year for personal growth, and I just feel like I'm finally stepping into my own. And I really love it. I feel good. I feel so good.
Yeah, I was going to say that this year, like just from the outside looking in for you, it's like this year is like the year of empowerment for you. Mm-hmm. It's like you've become really empowered.
Yeah.
And you're becoming a boss.
Yeah.
I mean, right? You quit your
I'm
job.
self-employed. I have to hustle.
Yeah. I mean, but you love it, right?
I do. I really do. I haven't been this happy in a long time.
Well, that's amazing. That is amazing. What else is
Now,
going on?
if I can find a man that can cry and
Where is this?
jump and make me a fire, keep me warm.
There's got to be a vulnerable, fire-building man out there for I mean,
I just want someone who's gonna add to it. It's gonna be as much supportive of everything that I'm doing as I'm supportive of what they're doing.
yeah. Well, I think that's what you want out of a relationship.
Yeah.
How do you add to each other? How do you make your life better, and you make my life better, and we make things better for each other?
Yes.
Power
couple.
Power couple.
Yeah, I can procrastinate a lot, and I want someone that's just gonna be no, you said you're gonna do this. Stick to what you were gonna do. Don't let anything stop you.
Yeah, those little voices in your head that cause you to procrastinate.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I need someone that's gonna keep on my ass to get my shit done too.
Let's go, Danielle. Let's get it done.
I know.
I mean, that's good though.
Yeah.
I mean, that's having that drive. It's important. Good to go. Everything else.
Are you
can
gonna
stay
be in
here.
Mexico in January? You gonna be at the hospital down there?
I will be. Yeah, for most of January, I will be.
Okay.
Yeah, is that when you're going to be going to?
Well, that's when we've talked about it. That's one of the things I need to get figured out today.
Oh, cool.
So yeah.
If you go down there, take a trip down to Chipsa.
I need to. I really do. I just want to see all the awesome stuff you guys are doing down there.
All the things. It's a lot of fun. It really is a lot of fun. We're blessed and fortunate to be doing. Well, Danielle, thanks for coming back.
Thanks for having me back on. I love the Big Idea podcast.
Well, I appreciate you saying that and being a part of it, and I'm glad now we have video and you get to be in this room with us.
It's so vibey. We really, I was telling JP we need some books and some throw blankets. You can just have people come on in here and oh, what's up?
A little fire too. We got the fire going there.
Yes.
Yeah, all the things. Danielle, thanks for coming on the Big Idea podcast.
Thanks, Ed.